The more critical question is, no matter what the medium is in which digital bits are recorded, how long will we be able to read them, and how long will we make sense out of them? And so the issue here is not just the physical bits, but what do they mean? If you use a program, for example, to create a spreadsheet, you have a complex file. You store the file away and you hold on to it for 20 or 30 years. And even pretending you could read the disk again, do you have the software that knows what the bits mean? So the digital vellum idea is not just physical medium, but an ecosystem which is able to remember what bits mean over long periods of time. And we're talking centuries to thousands of years.
Many people, including myself, are experiencing this problem. I'm worried about my daughter being able to see the photos I've taken of her, and even whether her children are going to see her photos. What can we do about it?
So the whole idea here is to capture the digital environment in which those bits were created and make it possible 1,000 years from now to recreate that digital environment so that the files that we created that are interpreted as images or music or text or anything else or video games can be reproduced in the distant future.
Presumably this service will have to be managed by a company. How can we be sure that that company is going to be around for hundreds, if not thousands of years? Even Google may not go on that long.
This object that we want to capture should be transportable from one place to another. So I should be able to move it out of the Google cloud to some other cloud or move it into a machine that I have. So this is all quite achievable as long as we standardize the descriptions. And that's the key issue here, is how do I make sure that in the distant future the standards are still known that can correctly interpret this carefully constructed object.
So how close are we to this digital vellum?
It's actually kind of a simple idea. Imagine that you are sitting here, maybe you're using Photoshop just for the sake of argument, and you're touching up the pictures and adding things. And so imagine for a moment what's actually going on. You have your computer running, it has its operating system, it has the Photoshop application running on it, and your digitized image is sitting there. Imagine for just a moment that we could take an X-ray picture of everything that is in place to make this work, as if we capture all the bits, not just the picture bits, but the operating system bits and the application bits and the underlying machine description bits. And we take this X-ray image and we package it all up and hang on to that and put it wherever we need to, maybe multiple copies, hoping that one of them will last for a long period of time. So this snapshot idea is quite clever, and it captures everything we need to know to reproduce the environment to interpret the picture. And that object, this digital object, is something that could be transported around. That's the solution to the problem, at least in this first iteration, and I think it's a very clever one.